This is showing you how to do the line of best fit by hand. So later we're going to learn how to use the calculator for this. I have taken the liberty of plotting all the points to save the time of watching me plot those points. Back in 7th grade, you learned that typically your top variable is your x and your bottom variable is your y. Your independent variable is your x, your dependent variable is your y. So that means whatever the meal costs, the tip depends on how much the meal costs, typically are 15% or 20%. So I have graphed everything, and the first thing you have to do is come up with your line of best fit, and that's the fun part. You're using your ruler, you're eyeballing it, and you're trying to get about half of the points above and half of the points below. Now, please note, there's not many points here, so it's not terribly easy to do that. So here's my line of best fit. I think what I want you to see is that the y-intercept is not on the page. So that means we're going to have to use the point slope formula. You may or may not have used this in 7th grade. It should be something you were exposed to, but you may not even remember if you were exposed to it. So the formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And what this means is you pick some point on this line, and those are your y1 and your x1. So I'm just going to put that off here. So your x1 and your y1. I have to do that because I don't know what my y-intercept is. I can't even eyeball it. So when I do this, I do know my slope. I can eyeball my slope. So that is the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to pick a couple of points on my line of best fit. I'll do that in green. I'll do them where I can see that they cross perfectly. So this one crosses perfectly at 8, 1, and this one crosses perfectly at 18, 2.5. Okay, so I can count. I prefer to count here. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. So notice my scale is by halves. So 1.5 would be my rise. So I have 1.5 for a rise. And my run is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So my run is going to be 10. So I'll fill that in. 1.5 over 10. So then you can just do your division and come up with what your slope is. So normally when we're graphing, we say, oh, we leave this as a fraction because it can tell us, it will help us better. But when we get into regressions, we will have decimals. So you end up with a 0.15 for your slope. So now that you know your slope, you're going to pick a random point off of this line. Well, I'm going to pick one of the ones that I've already picked, and I'm just going to star it here. Well, I'll make it big and yellow. I'm going to pick the point 8, 1 because it's smaller. So when I do that, I'll go over here and I'll say, okay, well, my point was 8, 1. So that means my x1 is 8 and my y1 is 1. So I replace it. So I'll say y minus 1, let's do this in blue, equals, my slope was 0.15. And I'll say x minus my x1 value is 8. So now it becomes just a simple arithmetic problem. So you're going to say, okay, y minus 1 equals 0.15x, and then you've got 0.15 times 8, and you get 1.2, so minus 1.2. Add 1 to both sides, and you end up with y equals 0.15x plus minus 0.2. So here is my line of best fit, y equals 0.15x minus 0.2. Now it says the diner orders a meal costing $10.50. How much tip should the waiter expect to receive? Okay, so, well, go up here. Meal cost was your x. So you want to say, okay, I'm going to use my line of best fit, 0.15 x minus 0.2, and I replace my x with that 1050. So I would say y equals 0.15 times 1050. You've done all the hard work. Now you're just plugging in, and then minus 0.2. So we're really checking your calculator ability at this point. So 0.15 times 1050 gives you 1.575. Keep all your decimal points at this point, minus 0.2. Then you subtract your 0.2. And you end up with y equals 1.375, but you need to go back up and say, oh, what's the question asking? How much tip? Well, they're not expecting to receive 1.375. They would be expecting to receive approximately $1.38. Now, I guess I would argue that would probably go up to $1.50 or $1.40, but we're going to go with the straight up math and the rounding. Let's look at the next one. So again, it's plotted for you. This one has a very clear y-intercept. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. There's no point in doing more work than one has to. I'm going to go across and find my line of best fit. Again, this will be different for every student, but if you plug it into a calculator, it actually will turn out to be the same, which is one nice thing about our tech. So here we can see that this 0.63 kind of is on my line of best fit, just the way I drew things. It could have been slightly above or slightly below, but I'm going to take it and use that. So I would say I use the equation y equals mx plus b because I know what my b is. My b is 63. So I can jump right to this, y equals mx plus 63. And now you can use that same process where you're finding 2 points on this line. Now, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge that while it's possible to count, we did that last time. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my 2 points, but we're not going to count. So here's my point right here, and here's my point. This one looks like it's pretty darn spot on right here. So I know that I have my first point is the point 170. So let's go ahead and write that down. My first point is my x value is 1, my y value is 70. My second point, my x value is 4, my y value is 90. So we know slope is rise over run, but we also know that that means the change in y over the change in x, to borrow our science terminology, which we know means y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So just a chance to familiarize yourself with slope again. This is point 1, and this is point 2. It does not matter which order you go in. One person may do it with the second point first. That's okay, as long as you are consistent. So my y2 would be my 90, minus my y1, which would be 70. My x2 would be 4, and my x1 would be 1. Change in y over change in x, change in rise over run. So I end up with 20 over 3, which I'm going to go ahead and turn into a decimal. So you've got your 20 divided by 3, and you end up with 6.66. So that's 6.66 repeating. Remember that you put a line over it on your calculator. It will look like this. And on your calculator, instantly, it's first going to give you the answer 20 divided by 3. You have to hit, so whenever you do that, you do, if I do 20 divided by 3, I have to do Control Enter to get the actual decimal value. So on your TI Inspire, it's Control Enter. And then that is my rise over run. So my slope is y equals 6.66x plus 63. Now you predict the grade of a student who studied for 6 hours. You just plug in and you say, okay, so y equals 6.66, a lot of sixes, times 6 plus 63. So I'll do that, times 6 plus 63, and that's where I come up with my answer of 103, which we might say, well, that's a little unrealistic. Perhaps our slope is a little bit too extreme, or perhaps that we would assume that some extra credit was given. All right, there are 2 more problems, but I'm going to stop with 2 examples for this video. It's a little bit long.